Hey everybody, welcome to Valentine TV. Um, Today's reaction is coming from got just a little bit a clip from Chronicle Speaks, and she has a lady on there. Um, it'll be written beside her name, okay? So you can go follow her on Instagram, and also Chronicle Speaks is on YouTube. But anyway, she brought up a very important point as far as the medication and all of that stuff. Hey Deborah D man, how you doing, girl? And yeah, and it's something that we missed. And so as everybody comes in, please hit that subscribe button and like the video. It's just gonna be a little short little clip. And I don't know how we missed it. And plus, it's something I didn't even know. I didn't even realize that on that clonopin bottle of clonazepam, however you want to say it, had the name of John Black on it, and it also had the address going to a 24-hour the doctor's service place. And that's a felony in itself, and it's RICO. Okay, so I'm gonna let this lady explain it to you. So here we go. And if I mess up, I apologize. Y'all know me. Okay. Um,
Now, I did come across this page, and I'm going to put the creator's name at the bottom of the video. But a lot of people are asking, why do they talk about the drugs and the Frank Black so much? She kind of tied it all in, or at least I thought she did. You guys tell me what you think. Let's listen to this.
Do you remember when Diddy started shaking his head last week during Cassie's testimony? And it wasn't when she was talking about the super embarrassing things. It was when she was talking about his aliases of Frank Black and Frank White. So she put those names on the record as names that Diddy used. It seemed weird to me that he would get upset about that, but I thought maybe he's just a narcissist and now people are going to realize who he was and what he was doing this whole time. But no, y'all, it goes way deeper than that. They released the photos of the evidence from the hotel room that he was staying in when they arrested him. And in the evidence was a prescription bottle for clonazepam, which is a Schedule 4 narcotic. It's kind of like Xanax, but not as strong. And it was written to who? Frank Black. And y'all get this, the address on the label was for Lifespan Medicine in Santa Monica, California. Lifespan Medicine is a concierge doctor kind of thing. So you have someone 24/7 you can call for anything you need, which seems something very much like he would have, right? So I'm assuming, this is just my opinion, that a doctor at Lifespan Medicine wrote this prescription for Diddy, but put it in the name of Frank Black, which is highly illegal. You can't write narcotics to someone in someone else's name, and you definitely can't put your address down as theirs. If the jury believes that Diddy used aliases to get drugs and to cover his track, it plays right into the racketeering charges. So when Cassie casually dropped those names last week, she didn't just out him. She gave the prosecution the string they needed to unravel this whole thing. Diddy shaking his head wasn't just denial, that was panic, you guys. As they say over at Lifespan Medicine, you only have one life, make the most of it. This case is unraveling like a movie script. Follow me for all the breakdowns, all facts, no fluff. Just follow me, I'll keep you updated.
yeah, and as Deborah Demand said, he also had a photo of a couple of containers of baby oil and asteroid, and next to it was a box of nitrous oxide, and that may be a controlled substance too. Dang. All right. Let's see what else Miss That Girl Mom has to say. Dang, Deborah, that was good. I didn't even notice.
So I need to clear some things up because a lot of people are missing the point here. So yesterday I made a video talking about how when Diddy was busted, he was found to have a pill bottle in his possession that was a prescription for Klonopin, or the generic for Klonopin, which is a Schedule 4 controlled substance. That prescription was not written to Sean Combs or Diddy or whatever he wants to go by. It was written to Frank Black, which, according to Cassie's testimony from last week, is an alias that Diddy typically used. It's very illegal to write a prescription to an alias. Even worse, under his name on the prescription is an address, and that's typically the patient's address, right? So, on this was the address for a concierge doctor in Santa Monica, California, called Lifespan Medicine. So most people get this. Most people understand that this is highly illegal and not okay, not acceptable in any way. But I would say about 25% of my comments are people saying that all celebrities do this. They all use an alias when they get their prescriptions because it protects their privacy and yada, yada, yada. That's not true. And if you don't know this by now, let me inform you. Just because a lot of rich people do something does not make it okay. So Title 21 of the U.S. Code, Section 843A3 says it is unlawful to acquire or obtain possession of a controlled substance by misrepresentation, fraud, forgery, deception, or subterfuge. I had to look that word up because I've never heard of it before, and that means deceit used in order to achieve one's goals. Now, I don't know how you would describe getting a prescription in a name that is not your own, but I would say that's definitely fraud, misrepresentation, subterfuge, all of those things, right? So it is highly illegal. You can't do it. And just because celebrities do it doesn't mean it's okay. There's also the Controlled Substances Act, which says the same thing. Like you have to have the full name, the date of birth, the address, and the correct phone number of the person that you're writing her prescription to. When you go to fill this prescription, if it's a controlled substance, you're supposed to have to show your ID to get it filled. I don't know why this seems so wild for some people, but this is a big deal and it is highly illegal. I don't understand why you don't get it.
Oh yeah, it is a big deal. Yeah, she's absolutely right. And yeah, like Deborah said, King World may be talking about it too. Yeah. Y'all make sure you go to King World's page, y'all. It is out of this world. But you spell it King and then WURLD. Yeah, because that's why I go to. I love it over there. Yeah, so y'all make sure you go over there as far as the Diddy case, because he breaks it down. I'm a reaction channel, okay? But he's a great content creator. You'll get hooked. I'm guaranteeing it. But anyway, let's let her finish out, and that's gonna be it probably for me. Let's see. Oh shoot, y'all! I told you I mess up. Okay, Ladybug, here.
If you don't get it, let me know in the comments and I will try my best to help you understand this. Okay, so I've had a ton of people comment on my video from yesterday and they're saying, who cares what pills Diddy took? It doesn't matter. He's not on trial for being a drug addict. We all know that he took pills, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. And while everyone's right, he's not on trial for being a drug addict. You're missing the big point here. The big picture is this all feeds into RICO. All the testimonies that we've heard so far are part of RICO. They're all building this picture, this grand picture of what a criminal enterprise.
Yeah, and everybody's saying they don't see the RICO anywhere. As soon as they show the darn picture of that Clonopin bottle with Frank Black, y'all. Whew, it's been a day, but Frank Black on it. That RICO right there. Okay. Hey, my daughter on here. Hey, Nicole. Yeah, but yeah.
He was running, right? Which RICO stands for Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organization. This was established in the 1970s to help take down like the mobs and mafias. RICO requires proof of at least 2 predicate racketeering acts within the last 10 years while in or controlling a criminal enterprise, like Bad Boys. So how does this alias prescription fit into all this? Let me tell you. So this would set up a pattern of illegal activities, which would be the predicate acts that are required for RICO. So if we could prove that Diddy, in fact, did have this prescription written to him by a doctor, and they wrote it in the wrong name, then that would show one prescription fraud, which is a huge deal, regardless of what everyone in my comments thinks. It's a big deal. It's a federal crime. It's a felony. And get up to 5 years for your first time. And if he was getting something like Klonopin written to him, I can only imagine what other prescriptions he was having written to Frank Black and that he was getting filled himself. There's conspiracy to obtain controlled substances, which is also a felony, and identity or healthcare fraud. They could also use this to show that he had enterprise control and structure by saying that he controlled the doctors by having them commit the illegal acts and then staff by having them conceal the illegal act.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell y'all. I think they have 2 doctors that's on the testifying. I don't know when they're gonna do it, but it's 2 doctors that are supposed to testify. So I wonder if this is one of them. He probably signed a whatchamajiggle, so he won't go to jail like that man did today. Y'all, I'm gonna get it together. I'm gonna do a story, but Yeah, I seen her and I was like, well, I gotta let everybody know. We already got some RICO going on.
They could show that he used an alias to avoid detection. That would show deliberate organization and structure, which are key components of a RICO enterprise. This could also show concealment of like broader activity. If they could prove that any of these drugs were used or given to Cassie or other victims or associates of his, and then that they were used like Cassie said they were to control her and get her to do these freak offs, then now we're into sex trafficking. So do you see how we worked our way down from fraudulent prescription written to alias all the way to sex trafficking? And it doesn't have to be sex trafficking. It can be any of the things along the way that we just discussed, but that's where everyone's mind goes automatically and they want to get back to that, which I understand. That's the juicy, gossipy part of it.
Yeah.
But it's all of these little things on top of each other, which makes a RICO act. So while I get that everyone wants like this huge, juicy story immediately, we don't have that right now. And it's going to take like putting all of these puzzle pieces together to prove RICO against Diddy and watch him go to prison for life.
That's it. That's what I'm talking about, girlfriend. But anyway, y'all can find her on YouTube. That girl mom on Instagram. I mean, excuse me. And Chronicle Speaks. She's on YouTube. And I just want to say hey to my daughter Nicole. Hope you're doing great. And Deborah McDemand. I appreciate all the stuff. I'm gonna go look that up. Shoot, because that's 2 drugs right there. And you know he gave Cassie some. You know he gave some. You know he probably gave a bunch of people some of that oxide. But anyway, I cam up in a little bit. I just gotta get it together. All right, I love y'all. This is the way I act. Nicole, be ready for the family reunions when it come up. But anyway, I'll see y'all later. Thank y'all for coming. And whoever else in here, y'all, please hit this. I can't see them unless they done. You know, some people be in the clouds. They have to type for me to see them. But anyway, please hit the subscribe button and the notification button and the like. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. All right. Bye, y'all.